I've known the composer of the first piece all my life. And it's actually an appropriate comment to make since the piece is dedicated to the memory of my parents. But in order to understand what went into this, it's a little bit helpful to know something about them and the circumstances that surround the composition of this work. My father, Felix Slatkin, was one of the most prominent musicians in the Los Angeles area. He was a violinist, concertmaster of the orchestra at 20th Century Fox. He was a conductor of the Hollywood Bowl. He worked closely with people like Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, etc. He was a producer, an all-around incredible musician. My mother, Eleanor, was a distinguished cellist as well, and she was the principal cellist, first woman ever to hold a title position with a studio orchestra, that being Warner Brothers. So if you've been to any films or seen any from about the 1935 period to 1956, 57, if it's a violin solo, it's my dad, and if it's a cello solo, it's my mom. Oh, and if it's a piano solo at Warner's, it's my uncle. They had done everything that you thought musicians could do, but one thing they had not done before was to play Brahms' concerto for cello and violin and orchestra publicly. It's a work they rehearsed in our house often. Well, finally the time arrived, and this was in 1963. There was a rehearsal on a Wednesday night for a performance that was to be on Saturday night. The performance never happened. My father died the night before. He was 47. I was 19. So Kinah, which is the Hebrew word for elegy, is meant as a tribute to my parents, and in particular, the occasion of my dad's passing, because it's based on 4 notes that form the opening theme of the slow movement of the Brahms concerto. It's heard in chords, and it's heard in fragments of melodies that occur throughout the work. It is only heard in more or less its complete form at the very end. The scoring is for strings, 4 horns, metal percussion, an offstage flugelhorn and trumpet, and an offstage violin and cello, who only play at the end. And they play those fragments of the Brahms double concerto, but they never complete any phrase, which means it's a reminder that my parents never had the opportunity to play the work. The offstage trumpet is played by our principal trumpet, Hunter Eberly. The violin solos represented by my father are played by Associate Concertmaster Kim Kennedy. And the cello solos are played by my brother, Fred Slatkin. And to make it even more poignant, he plays them on the same instrument my mother played that Brahms rehearsal on. I don't usually promote myself as a composer. I'm really not that. But I enjoy sitting down and putting pen to paper, or sometimes keystrokes to computer program, to create what I feel and what I want to do. And I'm particularly proud of this piece of music. I think it actually stands up, even if you don't know that story I've told you. But I'm really pleased to be able to present the premiere to all of you this afternoon. Kinah.